Welcome back to MLM Recruiting Mastery, Module 3, How to Invite Your Prospects. In this section, we're going to talk about how to never run out of leads. For review, what's the most valuable asset? It's the contact list, right? That's the most valuable assets. So here's how do you never run out of leads. We're going to go over a couple ways for approaching and inviting. Number one, your downline's contacts. Now, that's your gold mine. You may not even heard of that. I'm going to explain that to you in a second. Number two is approaching cold market. And number three, from business people from Yellow Pages, I'm going to share with you how you're going to invite these people. Here's the gold mine, is your downline's contacts. Get your downline's contacts. You want to get them immediately because everyone knows a superstar. Remember, you're only one or two people away from the superstar. And that's a saying, the duds find the studs, right? The reality is a lot of people quit in the business. Before they quit, you want to get into that network. The real value, see this, you have to understand, the real value of a downline is not the money you make when they join or maybe they buy some, get a couple customers. The real value is for you to get into that network. Because the network is where the money is. They will know people that are going to be successful and they're going to be big timers in your business. But you got to get to them. Okay? So here's how you get your downline's contact. Number one, you want to get the list immediately after they make it. You're going to get your downline making the list. Number one, this holds them accountable. You can explain, hey, I'm going to hold you accountable that you can contact these people. Right? You're going to make S, O, and W. You're going to teach them S, O, and W. You're going to hold them accountable. Number two, you can help them grow their business, right? You're going to hold them accountable, and you may even make calls together with them, help them grow the business. Number three, it grows your list because their list is now your list and your gold mine. Now, accountability is you get a mutual commitment from you and downline, right? That you'll finish your contact them list by certain times. So say, I'm going to ask you, hey, John, can I have your contact list? Just put the names in there because I'm going to hold you accountable. So I want the names and phone numbers. So, because by the way, just putting the names is not enough. When you put the phone numbers, there's a certain magic to it. When you put it in there, it seems real. When you write it down, it seems real. Put a phone number, I'm going to hold you accountable. Right? And you say, if you contact them, I will make the commitment to do everything to be available for the three-way call. Is that a deal? So I will drop everything to make the three-way, do everything to help you become successful if you hold your commitment by contacting them. All right? So, and most downlines will agree to that. Now, once you have your downlines list and that they fail to contact them, then you can contact them. Right? This is so important, especially if downline quits. But you want to get the list before they quit, because once they quit, the downline's not going to be comfortable giving you the list, right? Their belief of the business is shattered, or they just don't think they can do it. So we got to explain to them it's for accountability and for helping. Before they quit, it's for accountability. And you contact, here's an important thing is you contact the list only if they quit the business, right? And if you do sponsor anyone, you're not going to steal them away. Be a person of integrity. You put that person under that downline, downline that quit. Okay, but you got to make sure, and that you may expect them fired up. And you can say, hey, you know what? You know your friend that you told me that you gave me? I sponsored him, putting you in downline. Now, that actually may inspire your downlines to get back into the business. But the key is you got to make sure you get the list once they make it and not after they quit. Remember, there are always at least one or two superstar leaders in your downlines list. And your future leaders are always 1 or 2 degrees away from you. Again, question, which of your downline's contacts will you call first? Well, you know the answer by now is you contact the S prospects first, right? Because you must talk to other people's lists because they have S prospects. This alone should fire you up because everyone has S prospects, right? S prospects. Even the O prospects, they're close friends and family. They respect you because you are a stranger. Remember, every stranger in a suit and a briefcase is an expert. So how do you talk to the downline prospects? So again, the key to communicate is having confidence, excitement, urgency. And then you're promoting the upline or the team. Okay? Upline, the team, and the video. You want to communicate during the invite. Confidence, excitement, and urgency. And you treat these like an S. And you use the direct approach. And so, for example, hi Steve, we never met before, but highly recommended by John, that I call you. I'm working for companies expanding the local area, and we're looking for smart people with good business skills, and your name came up. I'd like to talk to you to see what role you can play in the development of our company. Can you give me 60 seconds? I can tell you a little bit more. Treat them like an S. You make them feel good, edify and promote them, and then you go direct to the approach. Now, if they're interested, you can use the upline script that went over before, right? Or invite them to a 3-way call, a video, a webinar, or face-to-face meeting, right? If they're interested. If they ask you, what is this about? You can use the upline script. So, hey, we're a company based in Houston, Texas. We're in the energy industry. We market like electrical, gas, that over almost every American use. We provide optional online and local event trainings. You can go to. You can also go to on-the-job training where we have a mentor to teach and support you. You can earn anywhere from $100, $200, or $300 to $2,000 a month part-time, or $3,000 to $20,000 a month if you go full-time. Is this something you're interested to learn more about? Okay, remember, the goal is not to sign them up. What's the goal? Is to get them off the list. Again, you're not to convince them, just to let them know you have this business. You want to get them off the list. Okay, and your downlines, O and W prospects, you invite them the same way. All right. Now they may ask you. Now you may ask, what happens if the prospect asks you, how did you know the friend? They say, hey, we're working together, and he thought highly of you, and that's why I'm giving you a call. Okay, again, speak with confidence and posture. If you get your downlines contact list, you will never run out of prospects. You will never run out of prospects. Now, let's talk about cold market prospecting. So in this section of cold market prospecting, we're going to talk about the quick direct approach, the slow harvest approach, and we're also going to cover the cold market S prospects. So these are maybe cold contacting yellow pages, right, of real estate agents or small business owners. I'm going to teach you how you're going to approach and invite them. So there's basically 2 ways to approach cold markets. First, the 2 ways are quick direct approach and the slow harvest approach. And you need to use both. So the quick direct approach is you don't care about building a long-term relationship. Okay, you don't care about building a long-term. This is called the shotgun approach, or sometimes you may have heard it, the 3-feet rule. So it's fast in the short term, but slow for long term. So when you use this, use it when you're in a hurry and you don't have much time to talk. So for example, like a restaurant server or a random person in front of you. This is something when you're never going to see the person again. Okay, a one-time thing. It's a random person. The benefit is you can be used anytime. So you could always go out and meet people, use this approach, and you could talk to many people in a day. The downside is, the percentage is very low. So if you're going to talk to 5 people today, chances are all 5 may not do the business. Okay, may not be interested because it's hard to build trust. And also no long-term relationship is built. The key is you must be confident. Okay, so here's some scripts. You say you're standing in line. Hey, I'm curious. This is a random question. My company is expanding this area. I was wondering if you know anyone that's interested to earn an extra $200 to $500 a month. Okay, I'm curious. This is a random question. My company is expanding in this area. I was wondering if you know anyone that's interested to earn an extra $200 to $500 a month. Are you married to your job, or are you open to say, opportunities? Anytime, anywhere. Are you married to your job, or are you open to opportunities? So there's 2 steps, right? Another approach is you compliment them. Okay, for example, you can compliment for the service, like a server, address, the attitude, and then use a script. Okay, so I love your attitude. So this is like a server. I love your attitude. And the boss says, hey, thank you. My company's looking exactly for people like you. Would you be open to something that will make you an extra $200 to $500 a month part-time that won't interfere with your current job? Okay, I use this on restaurant servers all the time. Hey, thank you so much for your service. You've been awesome. And you know what? Companies actually looking for people like you. Would you be open to something that will make you an extra $200 to $500 a month part-time that won't interfere with your current job? Okay, now if they're interested to learn more, again, never present on the spot. This goes back to the section about posture and confidence, right? You want to be in a hurry. So if they're interested, demand for the phone number and ask for the best time to call them. Okay, you got to demand. You got to have posture. Remember, you don't need them, but they need you. Now, in terms of business cards, if you do plan to give them out, make sure you don't have the company info, because again, if you have company info, decrease curiosity, increase resistance. The person may go home, Google it, and find out, no, they're not interested. Or they go to the website and spend 7 seconds on the website. Think about how long do people spend on a website? 7, 10 seconds, they'll click off, they're not going to be interested, right? And it's hard to follow up. Instead, demand for the phone number. Hey, give me a number. What's a good time for me to call you? Demand the phone number and ask for a specific time to call. Okay, have posture and authority. Now I'm going to go over the slow harvest approach. Okay, slow harvest approach. These are best for building quality long-term relationships. So you use this, when you use this, anytime you have a chance to see a person again. So for example, you see a coworker, right? You can see them again. Someone you meet at the church, a classmate, neighbors, someone you meet at the gym, someone you're going to see repeatedly over and over again. The same face. So the benefit is you can build lifelong friendships that make life fun. It's a lot, life is about friends. You make a lot of friends, right? And your network is your net worth. And once you build trust, they will listen to you. Okay. Now this is slow in the short term, but in the long run, it's going to be very, very fast. Disadvantages: it may take time to build relationships, and it won't give you the numbers or the enrollments immediately. But in the long term, you can get tons of signups. Your business will go very, very quickly this way. Remember, your network is your net worth. So you want to build your network every day. Every day you should have a meeting. You have a go. I want to meet 1 or 2 people that use the slow harvest approach. So when you meet someone, say I met someone at the gym, you have a 3-step meeting formula. People join if they know you, like you, and trust you. They must know you, like you, and trust you. So even if you don't join, here's the good thing. Even if you don't join, you gain a real friend who trusts you. Okay, and you never know where it leads because you're only 1 or 2 people away. So here's this 3-step formula. Number 1, meeting 1. You hang out and you don't talk anything about business. You just hang out. Okay. Reason why most people screw this up, they meet a co-market for the first time and start talking about a business. A lot of times the trust is not built and no real relationship. Now, does that work? Can you still sponsor people? Yes, but you just got to go through more numbers. Okay. If you build the relationships, you're going to have better people in the long run. It will come much, much quicker. Trust me, I've done it both ways. And top earners, they all use this type of approach. They build for the long term. Number 2 is you hang out and you don't talk business, but you discover their why, passion, and dreams. So you hang out, you don't talk business, but you find out their why, passion, and dreams. But you don't talk about the business, but you get to know them better. And this is when you can form them like family, occupation, recreation, their message, their money. You can learn more about them. And then the 3rd meeting, you hang out, and then this is when you invite them to a presentation. Okay, this is when you invite to a presentation. Hang out and you invite. Now, remember, there's never a bad prospect, but just the wrong time for the right prospect. And I'll give you an example of this. I did a play date when my oldest son had a friend, and the first meeting we go out. He had his friend, right? I said, "Who's his friend?" He said, "This guy, Michael." So with Michael, I got to know his parents, and we said, "Hey, let's do a play date." We hung out. I never talked about a business. Second meeting, I hung out. I still didn't talk about business. But this time, because we got to know better, they share the frustration with their jobs. See, they're not going to share the frustration of their jobs and life challenges on the first meeting, right? Because we're barely getting to know, we're just starting to get to know each other. Second meeting, I started to get to know them better. That with the husband, and actually the husband's parents were entrepreneurs, and the father actually wants his son to do business, but the son doesn't know how, doesn't know what to do. But I don't bring up the business. Third time, we hang out for another play date, and that's when we can invite them to a presentation. Okay, that's just 3. Now, on the 3rd meeting, do you think that person trusts me? It's an easy presentation. If I tell them, hey, you got to do this, trust me, just join, that person joins because they've trusted you already. Otherwise, we haven't hung out, right? Remember, there's never a bad prospect, but just the wrong time for the right prospect. So your prospect may say no now, but they eventually may say yes. It's just the timing is not right. And even if they don't join, they'll give you referrals, because you become someone they trust, okay? There's a 3 meeting formula, extremely important, okay? It will build your $1 million network. Even if they don't join now, become customers, they will give you referrals. And again, remember, you don't know who they know that knows of you. Very important. You're building your $1 million network. Lastly, before we finish off the section, how to approach co-market S prospects. So these are small business owners. Again, the co-market S prospect. People are successful, like entrepreneurs, small business owners. You can find them online, in shopping malls, or yellow pages is great. Okay, so how do you approach them? Very simple, very direct. Okay, kind of like an S script. Our company's expanding this area, and we're looking for smart people with good business skills, and that's why I'm calling you. Would you be interested in earning an extra $10,000 to $20,000 a month that won't interfere with what you're currently doing right now? Okay, very simple. Now notice I changed that to $10,000 to $20,000 instead of $200 to $500 a month, because these people are business owners. If you put a small number, they're not going to get excited. You got to get them excited with bigger numbers. All right. So again, I'm going to repeat this. Our company's expanding this area, and we're looking for smart people with good business skills, and that's why I'm calling you. Would you be interested to earn an extra $10,000 to $20,000 a month that won't interfere with what you're currently doing right now? Okay, and then you can use this. Like I said, go to Yellow Pages, call. You can call real estate agents. You can call people like plumbing, construction, small mom and pop stores. You can use this script. All right. Now, if they're interested, again, you're inviting to a 3-way call, some video, a webinar, face-to-face meeting. You're selling the trailer and not the movie. So here's a recap, a summary of what you just learned in this module. I know it's a long module, but it's so important. Number one, we talked about the importance of having posture and confidence. Number two, the 5 deadly prospecting mistakes, right? 5 deadly prospecting mistakes. Don't make them. And remember, you're selling the trailer, not the movie. You're not going to be the trailer or be the movie. You're selling them to watch the trailer, right? The trailer could be a 3-way call or look at the tool. Don't ever prejudge your prospects. Okay? Don't ever prejudge your prospects. This is the 3 type of prospects, the S, O, and W's. And remember, the more you talk, the more you lose. Okay? And every prospect has 3 doubts, right? Is this for real? Can I do this? And will you help me? And your prospect's always thinking they got to do what you did to them. And the last thing is the cold market approach. There's 2 approaches, the quick direct approach and the slow harvest approach. So here's a little homework for you. Number 1, make a list of all your contacts. And you're going to assign, again, don't prejudge, let's list them out. And for each of your contacts, you're going to assign a contact, whether S, O, or W. Okay? An S, O, and W. And then you're going to invite any contact you haven't invited before. So maybe some of you have contact people already, and we're going to talk about how to follow up in the follow-up module. But if you're if you don't prejudge, I'm sure they are acquaintances. Those are the people that could be the superstar. Put them on your list. Find a way to reach out to them. Are they S, O, and W? And you're going to invite them. Next is every day I want you to invite 3 cold market prospects using the quick direct approach. The 3, you should be able to do that. If you're buying groceries, a person standing in a line. If you are at the coffee shop, standing in a line. If you are going to a restaurant, the server. Okay, 3 people. If you're at the bar, the bartender. Invite 3 cold market prospects using the quick direct approach. And we talked about the script. And then the last thing is I want you to meet 2 new people using the slow harvest approach, okay? 2 new people. This could be in the community, in the church, at the gym that you see a lot of times, but you don't really know of. Hey, get to know them, be a friend, and use a 3 meeting rule. Go hang out with them. Don't talk business. Go hang out with them again. Get to know them better. Know their dreams, goals, and whys. Number 3, get to hang out with them, and then you invite them. If you do that every day, right, your network is going to expand and grow, and you'll never run out of prospects, and people start coming to you. And also, you get really, really good at this whole inviting process, and you're going to start making consistent income. You see your income not just grow, but really quadruple and exponentially. So, last thing I'm going to share, how network marketing works. Starts off with, I was in Malaysia, and in my apartment there, I lived there for like a year and a half. You add up what a time I lived there. I lived there for a year and a half. There was like a wealthy Malaysian that was chain smoking all the time. He would drink. I mean, this guy was very wealthy, but he's actually very bored in life. He would drink every day. At the noon, he's by the pool having beers all the time. And he was basically like kind of drunk by late afternoon. So I approached him and talked to him. Now, I told him, hey, would you be interested? And I basically invited him. He was definitely not interested. Okay, he was like, all you want to do was just, sadly say, just smoke and drink and party every day. He had his money. He was kind of a little older. But I asked him, do you know anyone would be interested? Especially our companies were opening in the Philippines. And he said, oh yeah, I do know. So he gave me a number of his friend. He gave me a referral. Okay, now I never bothered him again. I tried to convince this guy who was drinking, the wealthy chain-smoking alcoholic, I call him, I never convinced him. I thanked him. Okay. I thanked him. I asked him for referrals. He gave me a friend. I called a friend in the Philippines. The friend in the Philippines, I'm not really interested in this type of business, networking. He knew about networking. I'm not interested. Maybe I have a friend who does. And he's a pastor. He's actually looking for opportunity. So I called the pastor. Called the pastor in the Philippines. Next thing you know, turns out he is interested. We invited him. He took a look at the tool. We met. We flew out to the Philippines. We met him. He joined. Next thing you know, we had a huge team in the Philippines because of this. All traced back to 3 degrees away. The wealthy, chain-smoking Malaysian alcoholic, to the friend in the Philippines, to the pastor that led to the huge team, right? That is how network marketing works, okay? That's why I do the 3 meetings. Now, if I try to convince that wealthy, chain-smoking Malaysian alcoholic to join, I probably would have made him angry, turned him off, and he'd probably never give me a contact. I respected him, became his friend, said hi to him. Hey, every time I'll see him, hey, how's it going? How you doing? I'll go swim, laugh. Hey, how's it going? How you doing? He'd be hanging by the pool. Became friends. We had 1 or 2 drinks, right? And we would hang out, but we never convinced him. We became friends. He led me to another friend that led me to a pastor, led me to a huge team. That is how network marketing works. That's how networking. Remember, your network is your net worth.